I used to live in New York City for 20 years. My first job in the United States is working in Manhattan Chinatown clothing factory as a supervisor. When the 9.11 disaster happened, I could see these skyscrapers burning down in Manhattan downtown through the windows in my ninth floor of clothing factory. Since 1998, I have spent most of my years in New York City, so I am familiar with the Manhattan area. Manhattan is the most densely populated and geographically smallest of the 5 boroughs of New York City. Coextensive with New York County, Manhattan is the smallest county by area in the U.S. state of New York. Located almost entirely on Manhattan Island near the southern tip of the state, Manhattan constitutes the center of the Northeast megalopolis and the urban core of the New York metropolitan area. Manhattan serves as New York City's economic and administrative center and has been described as the cultural, financial, media, and entertainment capital of the world. Also, Manhattan is the richest area in the world. Present-day Manhattan was originally part of Lenape territory. European settlement began with the establishment of a trading post by Dutch colonists in 1624 on Manhattan Island. The post was named New Amsterdam in 1626. The territory came under English control in 1664 and were renamed New York after King Charles II of England granted the lands to his brother, the Duke of York. New York, based in present-day Lower Manhattan, served as the capital of the United States from 1785 until 1790. The Statue of Liberty in New York Harbor greeted millions of arriving immigrants in the late 19th century and is a world symbol of the United States and its ideals. Manhattan became a borough during the consolidation of New York City in 1898 and houses New York City Hall, the seat of the city's government. Harlem and Upper Manhattan became the center of what is now known as the cultural Harlem Renaissance in the 1920s. The Stonewall Inn in Greenwich Village, part of the Stonewall National Monument, is considered the birthplace in 1969 of the modern gay rights movement, cementing Manhattan's central role in LGBT culture. Manhattan was the site of the original World Trade Center, which was destroyed during the September 11, 2001, terrorist attacks. Situated in one of the world's largest natural harbors, the borough is bounded by the Hudson, East, and Harlem rivers and includes several small adjacent islands, including Roosevelt, Uthant, and Randall's and Ward's Islands. It also includes the small neighborhood of Marble Hill now on the U.S. mainland. Manhattan Island is divided into 3 informally bounded components, each cutting across the borough's long axis: Lower Manhattan, Midtown, and Upper Manhattan. Manhattan is one of the most densely populated locations in the world, with a 2020 census population of 1,694,250 living in a land area of 22.66 square miles, 58.69 square kilometers, or 72,918 residents per square mile, 28,154 residents/km2, and coextensive with New York County. Its residential property has the highest sale price per square foot in the United States. Manhattan is home to Wall Street, as well as the world's 2 largest stock exchanges by total market capitalization, the New York Stock Exchange and NASDAQ. Many multinational media conglomerates are based in Manhattan, as are numerous colleges and universities, such as Columbia University, New York University, Rockefeller University, and the City University of New York. The headquarters of the United Nations is located in the Turtle Bay neighborhood of Midtown Manhattan. Manhattan hosts 3 of the world's top 10 most visited tourist attractions: Times Square, Central Park, and Grand Central Terminal. Penn Station is the busiest transportation hub in the Western Hemisphere. Chinatown has the highest concentration of Chinese people in the Western Hemisphere. 23 Fifth Avenue has been ranked as the most expensive shopping street in the world, before falling to second in 2024. The borough hosts many prominent bridges, tunnels, and skyscrapers, including the Empire State Building, Chrysler Building, and One World Trade Center. It is also home to the National Basketball Association's New York Knicks and the National Hockey League's New York Rangers. I will spend 25 days from November 18th to December 14th visiting 15 cities and towns in 4 countries in Europe. Before leaving the United States to visit Spain, I want to visit my favorite Chinese restaurant in Manhattan Midtown to enjoy authentic Shanghainese cuisine. This restaurant is close to Grand Central Terminal. Every time I visit this restaurant, I always have a nostalgic feeling. A lot of memories from my past would haunt me. This restaurant is called Suhang. Su is the city Suzhou, which is from Jiangsu Province, north of Shanghai. Hang is the city Hangzhou, which is from Zhejiang Province, south of Shanghai. My hometown, Shanghai, is located between these two cities. Shanghai cuisine is a popular style of Chinese food. In a narrow sense, Shanghai cuisine refers only to what is traditionally called Benbang cuisine, which originated in Shanghai. In a broader sense, it refers to complex styles of cooking developed under the influence of neighboring Jiangsu and Zhejiang provinces. So, the restaurant has this name. Shanghai cuisine is characterized by its use of soy sauce, which gives dishes a red and shiny appearance. Both dark soy sauce and regular soy sauce are used in Shanghai cooking. Dark soy sauce creates a dark amber color in dishes, while regular soy sauce enhances the flavor. The four classic words are used to describe Shanghai food, which means that Shanghai food uses a considerable amount of oil and soy sauce. Dishes are prepared using various methods, such as baking, stewing, braising, steaming, and deep frying. Seafood is also a prominent feature of Shanghai cuisine, with fish, crab, and chicken being made drunken using spirits and brisk cooking techniques. Salted meats and preserved vegetables are commonly used to enhance various dishes. Additionally, sugar plays a key role in Shanghai cuisine when used in combination with soy sauce. Rice is more commonly served than noodles or other wheat products. Shanghai cuisine aims to emphasize the original flavors of raw ingredients while utilizing condiments to enhance the taste. Compared to other Chinese cuisines, it has a mellower and slightly sweet taste. Sweet and sour is a typical Shanghai taste. Presentation is also a key aspect of Shanghai cuisine, with ingredients being meticulously cut and arranged to create a harmonious color scheme. Interestingly, in the early 20th century, Shanghai families did not regularly include fish in their daily meals, despite the city being a port town. Meat was considered a luxury, and meals typically consisted of vegetables, beans, and rice. Families would only consume meat or fish 4 times a month, on the 2nd, 8th, 16th, and 23rd days. Today, with greater awareness of nutrition, there is a higher demand for low-sugar and low-fat foods, and more vegetables are being incorporated into diets to promote healthier eating habits. The dishes within the cuisine need to master the 3 elements of color, aroma, and taste, like other cuisines within China. Shanghai cuisine emphasizes the use of seasonings, the quality of raw ingredients, and preserving the original flavors of ingredients. The adoption of Western influence in Shanghai cuisine resulted in a unique cooking style. There are notable dishes in Shanghai cuisine. Seafood is commonly seen in Shanghai cuisine. These are some popular dishes. Eel noodles, made with sliced eels and wheat noodles. Scallion stewed crucian carp. The preparation of this common crucian carp dish is quite involved and complex. It requires a significant amount of time to prepare, as the fish must be soaked in vinegar, deep fried, stewed for a prolonged period, and cooled to make it tender enough to be consumed with all its bones. In Suhang restaurant, I ordered my favorite dishes: oyster sauce with sliced eels, 3 yellow chicken, and a cup of beer. After enjoying my authentic Shanghainese meal, I came back to Grand Central Terminal again. Grand Central Terminal is a commuter rail terminal located at 42nd Street and Park Avenue in Midtown Manhattan, New York City. Grand Central is the southern terminus of the Metro-North Railroad's Harlem, Hudson, and New Haven lines, serving the northern parts of the New York metropolitan area. It also contains a connection to the Long Island Railroad through the Grand Central Madison Station, a 16-acre, 65,000 square meters, rail terminal underneath the Metro-North Station, built from 2007 to 2023. The terminal also connects to the New York City subway at Grand Central, 42 and D Street Station. The terminal is the 3rd busiest train station in North America, after New York Penn Station and Toronto Union Station. The distinctive architecture and interior design of Grand Central Terminal Station House have earned it several landmark designations, including as a National Historic Landmark. Its Beaux-Arts design incorporates numerous works of art. Grand Central Terminal is one of the world's 10 most visited tourist attractions, with 21.6 million visitors in 2018, excluding train and subway passengers. The terminal's main concourse is often used as a meeting place and is especially featured in films and television. Grand Central Terminal contains a variety of stores and food vendors, including upscale restaurants and bars, a food hall, and a grocery marketplace. The building is also noted for its library, event hall, tennis club, control center and offices for the railroad and sub-basement power station. Grand Central Terminal was built by and named for the New York Central Railroad. It also served the New York, New Haven and Hartford Railroad and later, successors to the New York Central. Opened in 1913, the terminal was built on the site of two similarly named predecessor stations, the first of which dated to 1871. Grand Central Terminal served intercity trains until 1991, when Amtrak began routing its trains through nearby Penn Station. Grand Central covers 48 acres, 19 hectares, and has 44 platforms, more than any other railroad station in the world. Its platforms, all below ground, serve 30 tracks on the upper level and 26 on the lower level. In total, there are 67 tracks, including a rail yard and sidings. Of these, 43 tracks are in use for passenger service, while the remaining 24 are used to store trains. Architecture. Grand Central Terminal was designed in the Beaux-Arts style by Reed and Stem, which handled the overall design of the terminal, and Warren and Wetmore, which mainly made cosmetic alterations to the exterior and interior. Various elements inside the terminal were designed by French architects and artists Jules Félix Coutan, Sylvain Saliers, and Paul César Helou. Grand Central has monumental spaces, as well as meticulously crafted detail, especially on its facade, which is based on an overall exterior design by Whitney Warren. The terminal is widely recognized and favorably viewed by the American public. In America's Favorite Architecture, a 2006 to 2007 public survey by the American Institute of Architects, respondents ranked it their 13th favorite work of architecture in the country, and their 4th favorite in the city and state, after the Empire State Building, Chrysler Building, and St. Patrick's Cathedral. In 2012, the American Society of Civil Engineers designated it a historic civil engineering landmark. 1 year later, historian David Cannadine described it as one of the most majestic buildings of the 20th century. As proposed in 1904, Grand Central Terminal was bounded by Vanderbilt Avenue to the west, Lexington Avenue to the east, 42nd Street to the south, and 45th Street to the north.